Sahana Vavadu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhidamastu ma Vidyushavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om.
Swami Vishnu Devananda was committed to peace because I think he had the experience of inner peace. And from his point of view, inner peace was no different from outer peace.
At first you have to find inner peace, inner light, then only we can have external peace and external light.
He started centers, he trained teachers, he went places, he went beyond what the law, what the man-made law states about boundaries and about that. We all think that. We think that the birds can fly, why can't we? He did it.
Extraordinary man and heart filled with love for all humanity.
Swamiji was full, it had the strongest will imaginable, but with that vision of unity.
Swami Vishnu Devananda's life was dedicated to peace. This dedication arose out of a deep realization that peace is not just a state of warlessness. It is an inner experience of oneness and self-knowledge.
I think he actually felt other people's pain. So to ask him why would you try to ease the pain of others, it's just an unthinkable thing. It's unthinkable not to try and help from his point of view.
When Swami Vishnu came to the West, he became very aware of the mental, emotional suffering that was happening in the West. And what this translated to was to be able to bring peace.
How you get peace is by becoming the part of, it's a Zen thing, part of the whole. It's a connection, and he felt the connection.
Swamiji realized that the members of modern society need a means of spiritualizing their daily lives. To enable them to tap the inner fountain of peace, he prescribed yoga and meditation.
Now, yoga offers a method, a system which brings both physical and mental development, and this science is known as yoga or yogic way of living. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
Around 1969, Swamiji set up an organization called True World Order.
TW means True World Order, is to bring unity in diversity. We cannot have one type of religious leader for all the humanity, or one type of political leader, or any other form of leaders. Yet, if we accept that unity can be found in the diversity, there will be peace in this world. For this, TWO uses the technique or science of yoga for self-mastery and self-discipline. The motto of the TW is the individual must find peace within before we can find the peace outside.
I think peace is very difficult to achieve because we tend to try and impose peace. We tell people you have to be peaceful. You see, so we're working from the top down. Whereas I think once we have the idea that we have to work from the bottom, from inside the people, we have to teach them techniques for finding peace within themselves. See? And then that starts to radiate out. I think it's the only way it's achievable.
Swamiji gave a beautiful example of being able to transform society is not a question of revolution. He says it's a question of evolution.
Swamiji used to have a story that he told all the time. And he used to say, suppose I have a piece of cloth.
This cloth is made up of cotton, and each thread is cotton thread. So by using the cotton thread, it became a cotton cloth. If I want to change this cloth into silk, then every thread must be changed. Then only I will have silk cloth. So cloth is nothing but the thread. So the universe is nothing but the individuals like you and me. Until we know what that inner peace is, we will not be able to bring the world peace.
And that thread by thread process is a process of each person taking responsibility for the peace, their own inner peace, as well as the outer peace in their environment.
The first program of the True World Order was the SIVANANDA Yoga Teachers Training Course, which has as its stated purpose to train the future leaders of the world in techniques for finding peace. So, who's the leader of the world? Like, we always think it's the president, the prime minister, people like this. But actually, everyone can be a leader. Right? Anyone who has a certain experience can teach other people that experience.
Swamiji felt that if the people running the world had the means to undertake the inner journey, they would fight the only war worth fighting, the one with one's own mind.
The yoga means union between the individual and the supreme, and there are several definitions are there. Main definition is union between the individual and the supreme. Other definition is yogas chitta vritti nirodha. Raja Yoga says yogas chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is controlling and subjugation of the mental modifications. Modifications are something like the waves, the ocean and the waves. The ocean is made up of water, but waves also made up of water, and there is no difference between ocean and the wave. But the waves are the modification of the ocean. Same way, the mind is the ocean, and there is modification or waves called thought waves. These thought waves disturb our peace of mind in continuous thoughts, various types of negative thoughts, positive thoughts, neutral thoughts, and they're continuously pouring into the mind. First, students are taught how to remove the negative thoughts and neutral thoughts and put with the sublime thoughts, and eventually he controls all thoughts and go beyond the thought, and then the mind will become like a lake or an ocean without waves, and he finds tranquility.
In the tradition of his teacher, Swami Shivananda, Swami Vishnu Devananda knew that a true hero is one who can overcome greed, hatred and jealousy.
Why did Swami start to teach a training course? Swami could not start to teach a training course. It was all part of the program. It was all part of the plan. He had to plant the little seed. So that seed was his teacher training course.
He invited people from all around the world to come together and learn yoga together. And that was first to be able to break down those barriers.
Not only did Swamiji connect his teacher trainees to Swami Shivanandaji, his master, to God itself, if you wish, but he connected us to one another. Because when we were in yoga camp with the teacher trainees, or with Dren, or with Dr. Teitelbaum, or with Swami Sharanandaji, you've got more flavors than Baskin Robbins. I mean, they are people from every part of the world. This summer I was up in Canada. We had 143 teacher trainees from every part of the earth. I happened to be teaching one of the exercise classes. There's a guy lying on the floor. He's got a t-shirt on. I like to read the t-shirt when I'm teaching the class. He had a t-shirt on that said Shivananda Yoga, Beirut, Lebanon. And I've seen a lot of stuff, but I freaked.
Swamiji started the first yoga teachers training course in 1969. Swamiji started giving the course in Valmarana in Quebec, and now we have several courses a year in Quebec, in Bahamas, 2 in India, in California, New York, Israel, South America. Right, so we train people from all over the world, all walks of life, all different types of people.